Hey guys, so I'm back, and the reason why you might think, oh, it's good because Sammi is back. I'm back at home basically. University has finished for another year, which is insane because it only feels like 5 minutes ago I was doing this video for my first year, and now I'm about to do my university experience for my second year. This is insane, and I'm slightly dreading going into my third year purely for the fact I'm going to have to make a third year video, which is insane. Anyways, just to clarify, I don't always sound like this. If this is the first time you're watching me, I do have a really bad throat due to running a gig on Saturday. So it's still recuperating basically. But anyways, let's get on because this is usually quite a long video. So I'm going to go over very similar things to what I did last year. So I'm going to go over a bit about my degree. So I study history. I'm also going to go over the societies, my involvement with societies, a bit about living and a bit about balancing that work-social life balance, which let me tell you is very different to what happened last year. So I'm going to start off with what some people might consider the boring element of these videos, which is the degree. So I enrolled on my second year of history, and I took, in my first semester, I've got to remember this now, family, sex and relationships in France, 1750 to 1920, I believe, if I remember rightly. And I also took a colonial America module. So I took two 30-credit modules last year, or last semester, which meant I only did 2 modules, which is quite nice. And then this semester I did the history group project, and which is a compulsory module, and the rise of Christianity. Now, if you remember back to my first year video, I said I was going to be doing all American modules apart from this rise of Christianity module. Now, I got put on the rise of Christianity, not the rise of Christianity module, I wanted to be on that one. The family, sex and relationships in France module. I didn't think I'd enjoy it at all. It wasn't what I was interested in at all. It was it was France based, and I've never done any French history whatsoever. Anyways, really enjoyed the module. Not something I consider doing again, but nevertheless, I am glad I got the experience to do that. The Colonial America module, however, really sparked my interest. It followed on from my Revolutionary America module from first year. I loved it. I loved the lecturer. I loved the way we learn. I loved the seminars. I could just go on and on about that module. The Rise of Christianity module was again fantastic. I struggled a little bit to get back into the swing of doing ancient history, but nevertheless I got into it and I really enjoyed the module yet again. Now, the group project module, that was a compulsory module for all second year historians at my university. I can't really say much about it because it's all about local history. It was fun, it was an experience, my group got along, we worked together as a team, we fell as a team, we stressed out as a team. So in that sense, we were a really good group. It did mean that we did get up at 5 o'clock, or well, we were at campus for 5 o'clock in the morning to sign up for that module. So I would hope it was a good module. So yeah, this year's history has been fantastic. I've had really great lecturers that have just been working on my essays. That's my main thing now, is getting my essays all up to firsts, which is hard work, a lot of hard work, but it's so worth it. I would also point out that the workload this year is such a big jump up. Like A-level to first year, just getting a Snapchat. Because he'll watch this, I've just got a Snapchat of Frankie. Yeah. Because the jump between A-level and first year is a different kind of jump to first year to second year of university. Second year, there is so much work. It actually counts towards your degree at the end, so it counts towards your final mark, your classification that you come out of university with. So there is a lot more pressure. And you do tend to find that if you've got, unpopular at the moment, if you've got other things going on during your essays or your exams, you just focus on your essays and exams, it does kind of become a bit like a bubble, and you don't really see people for a while, but you just don't have the time that you had last year to go out and doss around a bit. So it becomes a lot more work focused, which I suppose university really should be like that from the beginning. And the lecturers become a lot more open to really working with you. That's what I found this year. If you want to get those firsts, you want to work with your lecturers, prove that you are willing to work with your lecturers. I had about 6 or 7 meetings just about one essay with one of my lecturers, and it was so worth it because I got a really, really great mark just because they were able to guide me a bit about what kind of reading I could do to expand up to that next level. Really recommend doing that in second year, and it prepares you for the kind of mentality of working for your third year. Now, a little bit about third year, because it is coming. I have picked my modules. I have got my modules that I want, so I know what I'm going to be doing next year. Next year, I'm doing all about Revolutionary America, Colonial America. I'm tying everything up, and I'm also doing, as my alternative histories, the Bible and history. So that goes throughout time, and it ties up everything I've done in first year and second year. Now, if you remember back to my first video, I wanted to do all modern history. The pre-1750 stuff really scared me. The early modern stuff wasn't really floating my boat. I'm now doing all early modern history. What is going on? So, the reason why is because I want to write my dissertation on something that is early modern to do with America, just to tie everything up, and it's really interesting. I've kept an open mind. These are the modules that I really wanted to do. I love the lecturers and I love their styles of teaching. I love their research, which is very much tied into the modules. And I also love the module content, which is fantastic. So that is what I'm doing for my third year and my final year at university, which seems so bizarre to say. Obviously next year I will be applying for my PGCE, my teaching qualifications, which is even more bizarre because that was ages ago. Like, I swear, like 5 minutes ago, that was way off in the future. Now it's not. It's like literally in a couple of months, which is terrifying. Which I will, of course, update you guys on that progress. But enough about the degree, because obviously that's a history degree. It's a very specific history degree. We're going to move on to kind of the social life. Now, as I said previously, the social life at second year has been a bit strained, just because you've got so much more work to do. Plus, all my friends were in their final year of universities, so they really did have to concentrate on, you know, final projects, GDPs, dissertations, which sucks. But I was on committee for 2 societies. I was events for 2 societies, and I did some fantastic things this year. I held 3 gigs, which were huge, massive. We got over 100 people to each of them, which was insane, and I hope to continue that this year. And with the other society, we just had an event a week, and some weeks we were doing like 3 or 4 events, so it was quite hectic. I would recommend, if you are going to be on 2 committees, don't take the 2 events positions, because I was exhausted by the end of it, and quite stressed out, and I couldn't really enjoy the societies as much as I wanted to, especially with the one we were doing 3 or 4 events for. Nevertheless, it was a fantastic experience, and I do not regret it at all. I've made some fantastic friends out of it. But yeah, that brings me back to Freshers Week. So my Freshers Week actually started a couple of weeks before the official Freshers Week. Because we knew we were going to be on committee, that meant that a lot of our time in Freshers Week was helping out freshers, organising events, not really having Freshers Week ourselves. So we decided to have a Freshers Week before Freshers Week. Where we kind of went out every night, basically. That was a fantastic fun, and it just meant that it set the precedent for the rest of the year, because we knew we weren't going to have time to go out all the time. And that's something I do regret this year. I do regret not going out. I did try a few other societies, which I'm really pleased at. I tried ballroom dancing, which I loved, and I'm hopefully going to go back to this year now I've got a little bit more time. I'm also going to go back to pole fitness this year, which will be really fantastic. And I'm also going to try out a couple of other societies, sporting societies, because I'm so wrapped up in the performing arts at the moment. I really do want to get back into my sports. But yeah, it's been an interesting year. I am now president of one of the societies I was in last year, which is fantastic. I've been doing also a lot of ambassador work, so I've become on committee for the ambassadors for our university. And to give you a quick background, most universities have student ambassadors to go out to higher education fairs, to run open days, run visits in, run visits out. We do that as a part-time job. We love it. I don't know an ambassador that doesn't love their job. It's so much fun. We get so kind of evangelical about our universities. It's great. And when you work with a big group of them, it's fantastic. The energy is great. And once again, I've met some fantastic friends through doing ambassador work. For social life, yeah, it's just been really quiet. I've been trying to get out as much as possible. It's just not as busy as last year because I'm not a fresher anymore. I have responsibility. So moving on to kind of like the final part of this video for second year is housing. So we live in a private rented house right behind the university, and I live with 2 other boys and 1 girl. The girl is staying on for another year. We're staying in the same house, so obviously not a bad thing. We didn't have too many problems this year. We just had a couple of minor issues with one of the guys that we live with, but that is water over a duck's back now because everyone moves out basically in a couple of weeks. We're getting 2 new boys in, which I've been friends with since they've started university, so I'm really looking forward to that. Living in a house is definitely different to living in halls. You feel like you have a lot more freedom, but with that you have a lot more responsibility, so just cleaning. Cleaning this year has been a big issue for me. People just haven't been keeping the house clean. And so we're going to set up a cleaning rota basically in the first week everyone moves in. And people are going to stick to that, otherwise there's going to be a little jar for punishment. And people have to pay £1 every time they don't do their job. I think I've decided on that. So things like that, getting toilet roll, getting washing up liquid, all the everyday things that you used to get for yourselves, it's a bit harder in a house to organise that. But I definitely think about getting a rota for living in a house. And depending on how many people you're living with changes how much it's going to cost you as well. You know, buying two packs of 24 toilet rolls is going to be a bit different if you're sharing with 7 people, because you're going to need more, but it's probably going to cost you less because it's split against more people. But yeah, living in a house has been fantastic. We've had some great house parties. We do barbecues. People just come over and chill. It's just really relaxed, and I love living with my friends. Sometimes it can be a bit stressful and you just want your own space, but apart from that, it's been great. People have been down to visit all the time, which has been fun. I think officially now all of my friends have been to my house, bar Hannah, which sucks, but that's still impressive. All the boys have been down. But yeah, so to round this video up, because it is a very chatty video, I am aware, second year has been fantastic. It's been a lot more stressful, but you have friends there to kind of support you through that. Societies, the university support you through that. But actually, it's more fun because you know what you're doing, and people trust you more to do more things because you aren't a first year. And that's by your freedom, and if you've got visions, you can say them. You know, you can get in there and get really stuck in. And your degree becomes a lot more fun because you aren't learning the basics anymore. You really are getting to do what you want, when you want. And preparing for third year, which is insane. So yeah, second year has definitely been better than first year, I feel. And I'm really looking forward to my third year. Which is weird to say, because most people hate the dreaded dissertation word. But I'm really looking forward to it. See me in a year's time when I finish that. And maybe my opinions might have changed, but as of now I'm really, really looking forward to my third year and continuing my degree. So that concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you find this helpful, kind of getting another perspective of university. I will link my first year's experience down below, just so you guys can check that out. And compare it basically. And if you are starting university this year, I do have some videos coming up for you guys specifically starting university, just to give you an idea about what to expect now that we're in summer. So I will see you guys very, very soon. I hope you enjoyed this and have a lovely day.